Hello people and welcome to your long awaited and your Christmas edition of Sandmans Tackle Time. First of all, I'll just open up by saying I'm sorry it took so long to get a video out to you. You know I'm the General Secretary of Sandmans Sailing Club. I've had a lot going on in that place, believe you me, it's took over my life at some points. I've got some bits and bobs going on in my personal life, kids being kids, you know, just families and all that. And it's had a knock-on effect with the videos, so it's slowed the videos up a bit. But hopefully we've got a good one for you tonight, and it'll be the last one for 2016. I will be back in 2017, all going well, and we'll hopefully carry on with what we've been doing in the past. Tonight, what we're going to hear on, emails, sinkers, a couple of emails about sinkers, which took us by surprise. A glove, we're going to be talking about a glove. We're going to be making a loop rig. I've never used one, I've never made one, if truth be known. But a lad called, I've got wrote down a Colin from High Stakesby in Whitby wanted to know about this loop rig. I've asked a friend of mine in the club who knew about it. I've got an idea of him, so I'll do you my version of the loop rig. So we'll hear on to that, a couple of other little bits and bobs, just have a general catch up, and we'll go from there. So I'll stop right there. We'll come straight back with the emails. Right, so for those that don't know, this is how I put a grip wire, set my grip wires in my UK hooks sinkers. So you're coming to pour your lead and you want to put your wires in. As you can see, there's a wire going straight through there. You want to put a wire in, so obviously the hose is there, so you can make it from a plain sinker to a grip. Get a piece of your 316 grade, there it is there. And just cut it in. If this is a 7-inch section, and just roughly cut it in half, just like that, thereabouts. Put your pliers into the top. That's all it has to be. It doesn't have to be getting neat and tidy, and just make an L. Just that, it's like that. That's all you're doing. Just make an L. There you go. You just made a pair of them. At the other end, get your pliers, 45-degree angle, and trim that off, so you've made a bit of a point. I'm going to repeat that on the other one. There you go there. So I've made a point. The reason I've done that for is because if there's a point on it, it'll find its way through the hole a little bit easier. As you can see there, it's just virtually, I mean, if I put that there, it'll virtually find its up. It's just found it, it's just found its own way in. There you go. So that would go there, and that would go to the other side. There you have it. Boom, boom. Obviously you would have your other little bit in, if you can imagine that being, I'll do this quickly in case you're interested in making one of your eyes. Good old faithful round nose pliers. Put your 316 grade in there, hold tightly, and just turn that round. I don't know how many times I've done this on Tackle Time in the past. You're just making a simple eye. Hold it there, little nick back, nip that up, and there's that. But never keep your wire like that straight, because all you're going to do there is when that goes into the lid, as you know, it's simply just going to pull straight back out. What I always like to do is just nip it in the end of the plier and just, that's it, just put a little hook just on the bottom. And there you have it. That's all I do. So when that's sitting in the lid, that would sit in like that. So if we strip that down, there you have it, open that up, you would simply put in your loop, close that up, place in your wires for your grip, and that's it, you're ready to pour. If you wanted your handles on, I know there's a nation of people out there probably seeing this and know what to do it blindfold. Well, keep in mind people, there is people out there that don't know this or haven't ever seen these UK hooks molds. But that's it, it's ready to pour. Have your lead nice and piping hot, straight into there, pour it out. Pair of pliers, pull out your leads, this, that and the other, out, and that's it. You're ready to rock and roll. Anyway, so that is how I do my sinkers. Anyway, then we're coming to put the actual grip wires in. So it looks like that. The wire that I tend to use is, again, I like to use the 316 grade TIG welding rods that you've heard us talk about on Tattle Time virtually every time we press record on that video camera. Here I've got two lengths of 7 inches long 316 grade welding rods. There they are there. And what I've done on one of them, if you can see, is I've cut it on a 45-degree angle. That's all I've did. I'm going to do the same again. So there it is there. Plies on a 45-degree angle. And that's it. We've just made a point. That's all. The reason for that is because that, if you recall, when we made the sinker, the wire that we used was 316 grade. So it's going to be a tight fit. So this is what I like to do. I've got the holes in, as you can see. There's the holes there. Originally, when it was in the mould, you'll have had the 316 grade and like that. You've just pulled them out. That's all you're doing. So because you've put a point on them, you put that into there. There you go. Nicely through. Simple as that. Done. Now then, what I always like to do is find the middle. Just look at it by eye. It doesn't have to be exact. Roughly find the middle and bend straight up. Simple as that. So that's all you've done. You've just bent it straight up. Getting your pair of pliers. Working off the tip of the sinker right there as I put the pliers right on there, like so. Now, making sure you don't want the wire there, you don't want it there. There's your line. Keep it all nice and straight with that. And put your thumb on it to help keep it in place. Put your pliers on it, like so, and just simply kink it back like this. That's it. So you can see there, it's set nicely in line, and we've kinked it back. Now what you want to do is just push that back through just a little bit, see it? Just push that through a couple of mil, so you're going that way. Push that back slightly to there. Keeping it straight again, as you can see I've kept it straight. Bend that straight up like so. And repeat what you've just done. So you're there, you're at the tip of the sinker, and simply kink that back. That's what you've done now. Now get your other piece of 7 inches long, again, into the hole. It's a little bit stubborn, just give it a little tap with the pliers, it'll go through. There you go, I've got it, getting it there. Again, roughly get it somewhere in the middle. And repeat what I've already done. So you're there and just bend that straight up. Pliers to the tip. There you go. Straight back. I know there's a nation of people out there can do this blindfold. Absolutely no problem at all. They probably make 200 to 300 of these on a weekend. They flog them, they might sell a big drinking money, they do whatever they do. But there's always the lads out there that are just starting or they're not too sure, they've never done this before. And that's what this is about. Anyway, so, again, we're pushing that back just a couple of mil. We're nicely in line, and we're going to bend that straight back up again. You can actually see where the wires come through the bottom of that sinker. Not to worry, it'll not go anywhere. Right, again, pliers on right at the end of the tip of the sinker, and again, we're going to kick back. There we have it. So when you come to put these into position, boom, 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 and there you have it. Simple as that. If you want them tighter, you can just push that through. You've got the little bit plate, push it right through, get that there and nip it up. Same to this side, push it up. Now look at it, very tight that. So if you're fishing a big sea, there you go. Another thing you could do if you like, you could get the tip of the sinker, of the grip, put that in halfway through the plier, as you can see. And give it a little nip, little kink, just so you've got that. It's not everybody's cup of tea, this. I know lads that like it, I know lads that dislike it, but I'll do it to this one just for the video. There we go. There you go. And you can have it like that. So Colin, I hope that's answered your email, mate. That's the way I do my grip wires. 316 grade. I always like to use the heavy stuff. Again, I've showed you, I'll just show you briefly that I showed you what to do to tighten it up. So what you've done is you've squeezed up that way, you've squeezed up that way, and that's made it very, very tight. But obviously, if you wanted to slacken it off, just ease the wires back a bit in case it's setting in too hard. And now look, I've made it that much, it's not even clicking in. So we'll just nip that up a little bit. There you go, that's lovely, that. Absolutely lovely. So there you have it. That's a 200 gram grip sinker, lads. And hopefully, for those that don't know, that's how I do my grip sinkers for the old fishing. Right, the second email that he asked was that he does a lot of kayak fishing. And he's thinking about doing the odd video off from time to time. Could I give him any advice on making YouTube videos? The ups and downs. The ups, I find it very rewarding, helping lads out as much, and lasses and kids, everybody, to the sport of fishing. If there's something I can say to somebody that helps them have an easier day of fishing, that's my job done. Happy days, happy days. The downsides of it, you'd be very surprised on where the green-eyed monster comes from. It's a fact of life. It's a bit of a shame that you'll always get somebody that'll come along and say, who the does he think he is? He's a right big-headed blah de blah, and you'll get all this. Truth be known, I've had it. I haven't had a lot of it, but I have had some of it. You've got to try and just let them get on with it. What will be, will be. You know, I've never tried to portray myself as being a top-match angler or a top angler. I'm not. I'm just a bog-standard bloke trying to find my way in the world like the rest of you. I've fished since I was 7-year-old. I'm 41 now. I've learnt a few bits and bobs since I started. And what I've learnt, I'm sharing. That's all I'm doing. So, I'm sorry, but the green-eyed monster calling is a fact of life, and you will probably bump into that one. You'll get somebody that'll have better kayak gear than you, or he'll know technique better than you, and he knows that you're lying because every time your lips move and all the rest of it. I've heard it all, so whatever. But if you can rise above it, mate, crack them videos out. If there's any help I can give you, give us a shout. By all means, I'll help you. Anyway, I'm going to stop right there. That's it for the emails. Apart from, I'd like to say a massive thanks to all the messages and support that I've getting both through Sandmans Tackle Time, the Facebook page, the YouTube channel. It's unbelievable. I should have had a list of the countries that we're hitting. But we've hit, I think it's about 26 countries, ranging New Zealand, Australia, Germany, the States, obviously the UK, France. We're dotted about all over the place. So I never in a million years anticipated that. Anyway, so it's a big thanks to everybody that's supporting the group. It's great. Just keep on hitting that subscribe button and like, and hopefully we can keep on doing what we're doing. Anyway, we're going to stop right there, and we'll come back with some little helpful tips. I've got a nice double bait loader to talk about, and a glove. So we'll come right back and I'll talk about them. See you in a bit. Right, so the first of your tips. A couple of days ago, me and the wife were in B&M's. I'm sure plenty of you have heard of the shop called B&M's. And we're in the cookery aisle, and I come across a white glove. I come across a white glove with a $2.99 price tag on it. I come across a white glove with a $2.99 price tag on it that had another sticker on it saying it could bear temperatures up to 580 degrees. It's now got my attention, know what I mean? So I gets hold of it, I has a look at it, puts it on my hand. I like the feel of it. A lot better than a welder's glove. It's got little rubber insets. I know it'll be hard to see in the camera, but trust us, that's got little rubber grips on it. It's ambidextrous. Take it off that hand, put it onto your left hand, and the rubber grips are still there. So I said to the wife, I'll take a gamble and I'm going to buy it. $2.99 well spent. Anyway, a couple of days later, I'm in the shed. I made some sinkers for a friend of mine. Perfect opportunity to try it. So I've got the mould out, stinking hot lead, puts down to there. I've got the pliers, I've took out the lid, and as a test, I've dropped the sinker into my hand. I've held it there for about 5 to 10 seconds. I could feel the warmth coming through the glove, but I wasn't saying the words, ah! So in my opinion, it done the trick. You wouldn't normally hold a sinker that long anyway. You'd normally get all of it, maybe cut off the excess and into your bucket of water and move on to the next one. But very subtle, very bendy, great. Big thumbs up for me. £2.99 spent, well spent. So if you're passing B&M's, you make your own sinkers, get one of them. It'll be well worth it. So we'll stop there and we'll come straight back with the next tip. Right, and so your second tip. A few days ago, a couple of very good friends of mine, one of them's admin on the group, approached me with an idea about a twin bait loader. Twin bait loader, I said, yes, a couple of pieces of wire, so it allows you to put two lengthy pieces of, let's say, blacks, put two blacks up, hook in the middle, wrap it all the way around, or you could do one side squid, one side mackerel strip, whatever your cocktail takes your fancy. I said, right, we'll have a go. Get 316 grade out, couple of pairs of pliers, and we'll go. So we'll come up with this. There you go, there. It is 9 inches long, a couple of 9mm beads and a little piece of silicone tubing. There is no rocket science in this whatsoever. It's purely simple but very effective. So before I show you how to make it, let's talk about how this would work. As you can see, you've got two rods of 316 grade 1.6mm stainless steel TIG welding rods. Imagine that you want to put a nice substantial blacks baiting. You would slide one black up that shaft, another black up that shaft. Here's a hook that I'm using for purposes. You get your hook, put the hook around that bit there, keeps inside the beads, pull that taut, you know, up there, you know, ready to wrap your thread around that. As you can see, dress it off. As you've done that, you've pulled and snapped your thread. You then get your hook, you simply just pull it forward a little bit, back down, and you're free. And then you would slide off. Very, very similar to the single bait loader, but it's just a double. And like I say, there's no rocket science in it at all. So what we'll do, we'll crack right on now, and I'll show you how I made this. We'll put that one to one side. Here I've got a length of 18 inches long, 316 grade 1.6mm stainless steel TIG welding rods. Here I've got its little brother, if you like. That's 9 inches long, half of that. I've just put a piece of a black tubing on there so I know it's like a tempered. Anyway, so stand the two together, as is, and get yourself a pair of whatever pliers you want to use. That's just a pair of long nose pliers I've got there. You're using the 9-inch as a template, so put your pliers on and drop it down. Once you feel where the 9 is, believe you me, you can see there. I'll do that again. And if I put that to the top, you can see there, it's right in the middle. I'll do that once again, so put that there, side by side, pliers on, there you go, right in the middle. So put that to one side, holding that tight, push away from you with your thumb. So you've done that. Then the other side, whichever way is comfortable with you, just repeat what you've just done there. So all what you're doing is that. That's it. There's no rocket science in this at all. It's very, very simple, very easy. Right, try and keep your wires straight as best you can. Right, get your pliers again. In this case I'm using long nose pliers. Put that through, just so it's maybe a couple of mil out at the other side. As you can see there. And what we're going to do is we're going to bend both of them straight up. One to there, two to there. That's all we're doing. So we've just made that. Then get your pliers again, because we need to round this over a little bit. Hold them very tight there, straight there as you can see, and just bend that over to there. That's all it's going to give you. That's it. You're virtually done. Get yourself a length of silicone tubing. In this case it worked out at 6 centimeters for me, or 60mm. Simply place that over there. There you go. Push that right up the shaft. As you can see, it's gone around the loop. And then you stop there. I'm going to get 2 9mm beads. There's one. and on the other leg, oh, that one's alive, and on the other leg, place the other bead. You run them side by side, just until you hit the silicone tubing. So you've got that there. There you have it. Move them pliers out the way. That's it there. Like I say, very simple, no rocket science in this whatsoever, but very effective. Again, we'll do a close-up. There's a hook. What I've done with these hooks is I've just cut the end off just for safety, just so I don't hook myself. And what we're going to do is, you get your hook, you put the hook just into the middle, like that. What the beads is there for, two reasons. One, they help keep the hook centre of the bait loader, rather than bouncing across, stuff like that. That will help it stay somewhere in the middle. And plus, when you're sliding your worms up or baits of choice, the bead acts as a stopper. So once you're there, hold your line tight, take that down to where it is, and that's it. You're ready to rock and roll. So what you could do is, just before that, you'll get your black or bait of choice. I keep on saying blacks because if I was to use this, that's probably what I would favour it for. Nice juicy fat black going straight up there. Another one straight up there. You've got them loaded on the bait loader. Put your hook right into the middle. Keep your line taut. Boom, 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 boom. All the way around. Lovely, neat and tidy. Let go of that. Pop the bait loader simply off there and just pull that out and slide the whole lot off together. You're now going to end up with one quite substantial bait. There. Tip off of the burr mackerel strip or cart, whatever you're using, your own choice. Like I say, very simple, very, very easy to make. You've just seen us do that in a matter of minutes. There's no rocket science in there. Give it a go, give it a try, might save you a few quid. Anyway, that's the tips. We've hit the emails, we've hit the tips, we've hit this, we've hit that. Let's make this loop rig as requested. So we'll stop right there, we'll come straight back with the rig. Right, so we're back with this loop rig. So what I'm requesting to do this loop rig, and like I say, I have never ever made one of these. I've never ever used one before. Up in the northeast of England where we are, I don't think it's a rig that gets commonly used up this neck of the woods. But nonetheless, let's have a go and try and make it. I've done a little bit of research on it. I do believe it can get called the Portsmouth rig, it can get called the Gold rig. Basically what it is, it's a two hook rig that can be clipped down and be used at distance, so you can put two equal baits, like two the same baits at distance, or two different baits, whatever your choice. So we'll start right away and we're going to make the clip for the bottom. So we'll get cracking on with that straight away. Here I've got a piece of 316 grade, 7 centimeters long stainless steel TIG welding rod. What we're going to do is you're going to get a universal plier and put one end in like that, right the way through, so it comes out the other side. Just like that, so it's buttered up. Nice and tight, and bend that straight over like that. Pull it back through to there, and that's what you've made. And believe it or not, that's your bait clip. Now going to the other end, this time you're only going to put it through about halfway through the plier, as you can see I've done there. Grip nice and tight, and now you're just going to simply make an L. That's where you should be right now. Putting down the universal pliers, you need to get the holy grail, your good old round nose pliers. Where would you be without a pair of these? So about halfway up the shaft, put your clip into there. As you can see, you're a couple of mil up from the bottom of it. Make sure you grip this tight, and you want to come straight round like this, coming round to there. That's where you should be. Universal pliers, and just snip that up so you're there. Go back to your round nose pliers, again halfway up the shaft, as you can see there I am there, and about 10 mil up from the bottom, and take that straight round all the way. There you go. Universal pliers, and use that just to snip that back up. There you go, you've now just made your own link with bait clip. Then get yourself a swivel, as I like to do. Some people don't, but I like to put a swivel on there. That there is a 295 pound power swivel. So what we're going to do there, we're going to clip that onto the bottom of there, around down. You might need to use a pair of pliers to open that, because believe you me, this stuff is super strong, and that's where you should be. That's it, done. We'll put that to one side for the moment. Here I've got a length of the good old £70 Blue Marlin mono, bought from the one and only Mike down there at UK Hooks. Probably the best mono I've ever used for rig bodies. I don't think I'll ever change. It's the absolute dog's dangly bits. So if you've never tried it before, get in touch with Mike or Sean down there at UK Hooks, asking for a nice juicy kilo spool of £70 Blue Marlin. You won't be disappointed. Anyway, so like I say, we've got a length of that. I'm going to start off and get one end and nip it between your thumb and your finger, as is. Pull that to the left, turn your head to the right, and just come off the tip of your nose. That's that there. And when you come to cut this, now don't cut this on a 90-degree angle like that. Cut it on a 45-degree angle, or thereabouts, like that. Snip. Get rid of the excess. Now the reason for that is when you come to put a crimp on, I've found in the past, if you get a little bit of crud or a little piece of shite that's stuck inside of that crimp, and that's cut at a 90-degree angle, as soon as you come to put it in, it'll butt up against it and it just doesn't seem to want to go through. But I found if you cut it at a 45-degree angle and you go to put it through, put it in, it always seems to find its way straight through. So that's the method of me madness. Anyway, going to the other end, we're going to go back to the clip. We're now going to attach the clip onto the bottom of the rig body. Now just before I do this, I've had a lad put a request in saying, Paul, next time you do the knot, can you do it really slow, as I'm trying to learn it and this, that and the other. I don't think there's a slow down button on YouTube, so for this one knot I will slow this right the way down so you can see exactly the way this knot's done. I hope this helps. Right, so you're going to get your swivel and your mono, and you're going to put that straight through to there and pull it through about 7 centimeters. That's where you are now. I always like to nip the loop of the swivel with the mono in between my thumb and my finger, like so. Tuck the main body in between your little finger and the next finger there, so it holds that line out of the way. So you're there, you're using your thumb and your index finger, wrap that round 3 times. So this is the way it goes. You're there and you're going 1, 2, 3. Get the end and put the end through the loop at the bottom. You're there. Pull the excess through, making sure you're holding that nice and tight. You need to retain that loop. Getting that end, you want to go back through there, so you're going 1, through again, 2, and through again, 3. So you're there. Boom. And that's where you are right now. Apply gob oil. A pair of pliers, and pull that tight. And that's where you should be right now, with a lovely, neat and tidy and very strong knot. I'll trim off the excess with a bit of luck to the lad that asked us to do that. I hope that was slow enough, mate, and I hope that done the trick. Right, going back to the other end, we're now going to start putting some gear onto this rig body. We're going to start off by placing a crimp. So, if I can find the hole. There we go. The crimp. These are Any Fish Anywhere beads. I believe they're about 3mm. $1.99 in Rutherford's. They're absolutely awesome, very strong, pretty small. This is a little power swivel, £100 breaking strain, that little fella. This one here, that's its big brother, £295, and that's £100 breaking strain. Unbelievably small and strong. So we'll slide that onto there. Get another bead, plonk that bead onto there, and then we'll finish that off with another crimp. So just to recap, we'll go back down to the bottom of the rig, move that bit off there, and there you have it. So what you've got is, you've got your crimp, your bead, your £100 breaking strain swivel, You don't have to use £100. That's just my choice. Then you've got another little bead followed by another crimp. Now while we're there, if you've noticed, I'm about a centimetre from that knot. Now while you're there, grab your round nose pliers and just quickly, see where it is, give that a little nip. Boom. That's all you want to do. Turn it round, go to the other side and repeat what you've just done. A little nip. Use your round nose pliers for that. God forbid, please, 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 whatever you do not use nail clippers or use the cutting edge of a pair of pliers, as it'll just be disastrous. Just use your round nose pliers, little crimp, that's all it needs. Anyway, so that's that little bit done. We'll go to the other end, and what we're going to do now is we're going to start off with another crimp, another bead, but this time we're going to be slightly different because we're incorporating an SRT spring. I'll explain why soon. So there's the SRT spring being placed on, followed by another bead, another £100 swivel, another bead, last but not least, one more crimp is just going to get placed there. So again, once to recap, let's just pull that to there. We have got on the top part of there, we've got a swivel, a bead, SRT spring, bead, swivel, bead, crimp. Leave them where they are at the moment and go back to the top end of the rig, and we're going to place and repeat that knot with the £295 swivel. 1, 2, 3 through the bottom. 1, 2, 3. It's lovely and tight. Brilliant. Right, so there is your top swivel on. That's where you are now. Pushing up your SRT spring and your crimps and everything else from the bottom where they were, that's where you should be now. Again, you need to repeat just about, that's where I like to put them, about a centimetre off the swivel. There you have it there. Crimp with your round nose pliers. There you are, little nip. Get a hold of the top crimp, push it down. As soon as you start to feel a little bit resistance from the SRT spring, stop there and crimp. There you go, that's where you are right now. Now, for the time being, we'll just put that rig body down and we'll concentrate on the hook snuds. Here I'm using £30 bright red Amnesia. The only reason I'm using Amnesia is for photographic purpose, so you can see it at home. I'm not a big fan of it at the moment, as I've gone into clear line. I'm just a huge fan of having a clear mono rather than coloured, just my personal opinion. And I'm into this stuff at the minute, Yuki Invisible. Very thin, very strong, very subtle, lovely and soft, not so beautifully. That's the way it went for me. I would normally use this now, but it's clear and the chances are you won't see it too good at home. So we'll stick with the red Amnesia. I've pulled a length of Amnesia off and we'll just snip that there. As you can see, that's curled up a bit, so I'm just going to take the kinks out. There we have it, that's a little bit better. Right, now what we're going to do is we'll go to the top part and we're simply going to attach onto the top swivel and pull that through again and repeat that knot. 1, 2, 3. One, 2, 3. And there you have it. That goes to there. We'll get them there and we'll trim off that. Now, just before we go on to the next one, this here is just a silicone tubing. There's the packet there. That's all it is. Brilliant. Silicone tubing. Get that onto the bottom of there. This is on your hook stud. Get out of the way. That length there, it's about, what, 3 centimetres long. Get that to there. Push it over your knot and over your swivel. So that's where you are right now. Now the reason I like to do that for is because, look at it, it's already kicked off. It's keeping the mono away from the main body of the line, stops them tangling as much. So I'm a huge fan of that. So that's what it's about for me. Anyway, so we've attached, I'll put that onto there for the time being. We've attached the top hook snood. Now we're going to repeat and we're going to do the bottom one. So again, there is a length of amnesia. Take the kinks out. Right, so back to the bottom, and we're literally going to repeat exactly what I've just done there. 1, 2, 3. Through the bottom, make your loop. 1, 2, 3. There we have it. Lovely. As you can see, I've got a second piece of silicone tubing just sitting there waiting. About 3 centimetres long, 30mm. Put that through to there. Like you can see, I'm just going to simply push it over. That's it. So you end up with that. That's all it is. Now, what we're going to do now is we're going to, if you can imagine, I'll put that over there so I can show you this a little bit better. There we have it. It's been a little bit awkward there. Put that top one out there. So this is going to be your loop. So you can imagine, I'll put a sinker on the bottom of that, make it a little bit easier. Sinker's going to go there, and your loop is going to come round something like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to take about 8 or so inches, and we're simply just going to cut that. But don't throw that away, just keep it. And what we're going to put in line is one of these little fellas. This is a breakaway cascade swivel. I'm cracking a little piece of kit these. And using the large, there's 2 holes in there as you can see, we're using the larger one first. Put your mono through there, and again repeat that knot. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. There you have it. Into the plies, and we'll just tighten that up. Trim off the excess, and like I say, don't throw away the other bit. Now go up the other end of the cascade swivel, and the piece of line that the mono that you've just cut off. 2, 3. I'm going to reattach that. 1, 2, 3. There you go. So that's where you should be now. You've just put cascade swivel in line. Here I've got a size 2/0 hook, obviously with the point and barb being removed, just for safety reasons. Because I've stuck myself once or twice while I've been making videos, and it hurts. And I'm not doing it anymore. Anyway, so let's go to the other end. And using that same knot, I know I sound like a parrot, a stuck record. Repeat it. 1, 2, 3. Through the bottom, and we're going to go 1, 2, and 3. There you have it. And there you go. That's lovely. Trim off the excess. So as you can see, what we've done is obviously you've put your mono on, cascade swivel in line with your hook, whatever hook is your choice. This is the bit where it gets a little bit tricky. You need to make sure you get this bit right. Now, as you can see, your bottom hook on your loop is going to attach to that bait clip. So you need to put that on your bait clip first. And as you can see, I'm pulling your main rig body tight. This is where 3 hands comes in handy. And you've got that there. So you can see I'm holding that tight there. Maybe if I do it the other way, you can just for photographic purpose so you can see a bit better. So now you can see I've got it there. You know that that's tight there because you've got it on the bait clip. You've run your mono up and you're sitting there. Now you need to get your top hook snud, keeping that under tension, as you can see, because keeping in mind you're going to put your other hook on the end of this. Now there's your bait clip. So if you look at that, there's your bait clip. Hold it right there because that is exactly where you need to cut that mono. Make sure you measure twice, cut once to make sure you get this right. That's where you should be right now. While you've done that, attach your other hook. 1, 1, 2, 3 through the bottom. 1, 2, 3. There we have it. Right, and then we'll trim off the excess there. So that's that. So if I've done my maths right, hopefully, there's your loop. We can simply attach the top hook to the bait clip on the cascade swivel, pull that tight. There is your clip for your bottom one, and that goes onto there. That's there. Let me take that off there, and you can see that that is one perfectly made, ready to rock and roll loop rig in all of its glory. Happy days. Very happy with that. Might even give it a try one day. I would have thought if I was going to use it, it would have been a cracking scratching rig for me. That's where I would want to be. Anyway, you've listened to me blabber on enough for 2016 and through this video. Sorry it's been a while since I've been here and it's took a bit to get batteries on a video, but hopefully 2017 will see us making videos a little bit more, at least one a month. That's my goal anyway. So, you take care out there, be safe, have a Merry Christmas, and I wish you all the best for 2017. Take care, bye bye.